Good Friday afternoon, guys. I'm Jerry Miller, and thank you kindly for joining us on the I Love CVille show. You give me a thumbs up when we're live on YouTube, if you could, so I can give the viewer. We are live on YouTube. Excellent work, Judah Wickhauer. Viewers and listeners that prefer to watch and listen on that platform, we are now live, Judah says, on YouTube, just in time for the start of the program. Well done, Judah Wickhauer, jack of all wits, jack of all trades, key contributor to this program. We broke news on yesterday's edition of the I Love CVille show. Barracks West, ladies and gentlemen, Barracks West, ladies and gentlemen, has been purchased by an out-of-market buyer. Barracks West, purchased by an out-of-market buyer. Northern Virginia's West End Capital Group drops a cool $56,750,000 for 324 units of housing. Barracks West, I'll cut to the chase. Perhaps the entry point of housing where quality of life and safety concerns were sacrificed because the price point and location were good. I want to talk this deal flow, the news we broke on the I Love CVille show yesterday that has still not penetrated old media. And I want to compare and contrast Barracks West 324 units for $56,750,000 with the purchase of the villas at Southern Ridge. News we also broke, a Henrico-based real estate firm, Levy & Co., paid $11 million for 101 units. And we will compare and contrast with the news Charlottesville Tomorrow, the nonprofit news organization, broke, with Cavalier Crossing, 144 units purchased by a Northern Virginia firm for $20,500,000. In the last 9 months, giddy up and get ready for this. In the last 9 months, 569 units of housing have been purchased by out-of-market real estate firms for a combined $88,250,000. Each firm has the same goal, ladies and gentlemen: rehabilitate and improve common areas and amenities like pools, clubhouses, and parks. Take the units they purchased, kick out the tenants or not renew their leases, then improve or upgrade the furniture, fixtures, and finishes, and then bring the units back on market at a 2x to 4x multiple. Some of these units will be for sale, and some of these units will be rented. Regardless, 569 units in an inventory-strapped Charlottesville and Albemarle County market are now much more expensive. Ladies and gentlemen, the Friday edition of the I Love CVille show. Giddy up and get ready. We will also talk on today's program Ziana Bryant, a name that will forever ring loudly in Charlottesville and Albemarle County's history. Most notably known, Ziana Bryant, I would say, Judah, for her efforts and her role with removing the Robert E. Lee statue out of Lee Park. Sorry. Emancipation Park. Oh, sorry. Market Street Park. Sorry. Unnamed Park. What's the name of the park?
Isn't it Market now?
The sign was taken down? Is it Market Street Park? Is it Sandersville? The park where a couple hundred houseless individuals created an encampment for over a month? Regardless, there was a statue there. A statue provided by Paul Goodloe McIntyre of the McIntyre School of Commerce, namesake. And Mr. McIntyre said, I will give you, City of Virginia, this block of very valuable real estate. And in return of giving you this block of very valuable real estate, I have 3 criteria. Criteria number 1, it stays a park. Criteria number 2, this statue of Robert E. Lee stays in there. And criteria number 3, we name it Lee Park. 2 of those 3 criteria are no more. Ziana Bryant, the ringleader for eviscerating or evaporating 2 of those 3 criteria. And this show is not about history in that regard. This show is about the future. And the future, as it pertains to Zy Bryant, is she's made an announcement that she will run for the Charlottesville City School Board. An activist, perhaps the most noteworthy activist in Charlottesville's history, is now making a push for school board this election cycle with papers filed. So much to cover on that topic, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of schools, I get a tip from someone I trust, from a mother, from a key contributor of this family, who said her family was notified that Murray Elementary School will no longer offer foreign language to its students at the esteemed and prestigious public elementary school in Ivy, Virginia. Parents, as you can imagine, not very happy right now. As Albemarle County Public Schools says, this is collateral damage of a budget shortfall. Parents, on the other hand, are saying this appears to be an equity issue, as other schools did not have this offering, and perhaps the playing field is being made even now across the board. So much to cover on today's program, including the potential closing. I think it's closed, right, of Belmont Pizza. Judah Wickower, two-shot Judah, before we get to some love for Charlottesville Sanitary Supply. This is an institutional business. I've been going to Belmont Pizza for a decade plus. I want to say 15 years at least.
They've been around for as long as I can remember. I
mean, forever. Is Belmont Pizza closed? I mean, you did a little reconnaissance before the program started.
I mean, if you were going to press me, I'd say they're closed. I called the phone number, and the phone number is no longer in service. If you go check out the website, you can see that there's no longer any option to order food on their website. It's and we've heard rumors that people driving by have seen it dark for quite some time now.
Institutional Belmont Pizza in a captive market, an affluent and Tony Belmontonian market, is now closed. We will ask the question, what happened, as the phone line has been disconnected, as the website is down, and with our insiders saying the doors unopenable. A lot to cover on the program. We are locked and loaded with the University of Virginia heading to North Carolina tomorrow, a brouhaha of significant proportions for Ron Sanchez and his coaching staff as they look to save their job. North Carolina, a must-win game as they are on Joe Lunardi's bracketology bubble. It's a 4 o'clock tip on ESPN2. The Wahoos 13-13 and 6-9 in conference play. UNC 16-11 overall, 9-6 in conference play. Judah, Charlottesville Sanitary Supply, our friends Andrew Vermillion, John Vermillion, online at charlottesvillesanitarysupply.com. Located on East High Street, the old Brown's Cleaners building. There's a very awesome before and after photo, Charlottesville Sanitary Supply, of how it's transitioned from Brown's into the 60-year-old business we know today. That is a 3-generation family-owned business, the Vermillions, A+, kind of people. Judah Wickower, I ask you the same question every single day. Which headline most intrigues you today on a Friday afternoon in downtown Charlottesville?
Oh, man, it's hard to pick, but it's got to be between Belmont Pizza's mysterious closing and Albemarle County's Murray Elementary cutting foreign language.
Wow, I could have sworn you would have gone with Ziana Bryant running for school board. Ginny Hu says, my feed is blowing up with comments on Ziana Bryant running for school board. Not going with the Ziana Bryant running for Charlottesville City School Board?
Maybe it's a play for something bigger further down the line. I don't really have a problem with someone wanting to help.
I don't have a problem with Ziana Bryant running for school board. I got no beef with that.
Yeah, I mean, I
got no beef with Ziana Bryant running for school board. I think there's going to be some collateral damage for Ziana Bryant running for school board. Some fallout, pro and con, for Ziana Bryant running for school board.
No doubt.
I got no beef with someone making a push for public office. Yeah. Then it's up to voters to decide if they should be in office.
100%.
We'll talk about that on today's program.
Now, if she was up against someone and we started seeing mudslinging and some of the things that we've seen in previous elections, then I might start to have a problem. But 100% what you said. I have no problem someone running for public service.
Bill McChesney, I also saw that post that's making its way on the socials on Belmont Pizza's closing. Thank you for sharing that, William, the mayor of McIntyre. I think the lead of the show is you rotate lower thirds, and I believe, Judah Wickower, we have, is it 4 lower thirds tied to deal flow and inside the numbers with real estate transactions here in Charlottesville?
Yep.
Okay. Let's start with the first one on screen and then slowly rotate the Barracks West lower third, the Villas at Southern Ridge lower third, and the Cav Crossing lower third on screen. I'm going to ask the question, why is this not in old media? Why is this not in legacy media yet? Very pointed question. And speaking of old media, Lee Enterprises finally makes it a truly official statement on the computer security breach with its publication. And Lee Enterprises, the parent company of the Daily Progress, says the cyber attack that targeted its applications, we still do not know yet if sensitive data like credit card information and names associated with their subscribers has been leaked to the black web and to hackers. Mm-hmm. Jeez Louise, ladies and gentlemen. Are they printing the newspaper? Can anyone confirm in the Charlottesville market if the Daily Progress is currently printing? Neil Williamson, can you confirm if it's been returned back online? Any of the viewers and listeners watching the program, Lottie Murray, Dave Warwick, Nate Kibler, Georgia Gilmer, Olivia Branch, the TV stations that are watching the show, Chad Wood, Kevin Yancey, is the Progress printing? Because if it's not printing and the legal notices are not being published on the record, can local government move forward with the information and the action and those printed legal notices that are not hitting homes or not hitting the marketplace? You cannot do some of this permitting and some of this zoning and some of this development and some of these ABC licenses without them hitting print. And lastly, if the Daily Progress is not printing, it's losing the revenue from these legal notices. Now, the topic at hand, what out-of-area real estate firm got the best deal? Let me set the table for you, viewers and listeners. Why don't I set the table, and we'll allow you, the viewer and listener, to determine who won. Barracks West, we broke the news yesterday. An out-of-market firm purchased Barracks West apartments and townhomes. 324 units purchased by Northern Virginia's West End Capital Group. They paid pocket change for Judah Wickower, $56,750,000 for 324 units. That breaks down, Judah, to $175,000 per unit. You should write these numbers down. That way you contribute with us on the conversation. Barracks West, the buyer, Northern Virginia's West End Capital Group, paid $56,750,000 for 324 units, or $175,000 a unit. This deal closed this month. The villas at Southern Ridge, 101 of 240 total units were purchased in November by Levy & Co., a real estate firm out of Henrico, Virginia, Richmond area. And they paid $11 million for 101 units, which breaks down to $109,000, Judah, per unit. $109,000 per unit. And then the one, we broke the news of that deal flow, of those transactions. Barracks West and Villas at Southern Ridge. Cavalier Crossing, that news was published and broken by Charlottesville Tomorrow. It was a great coverage by Charlottesville Tomorrow. I would love to see Charlottesville Tomorrow focus its efforts on real estate transactions, development, hard news associated with local governments, and distance itself from the diversity, equity, and inclusion coverage that is currently offering the marketplace. I understand why it's covering DEI, because it's chasing grant money associated with DEI coverage. But I thought Charlottesville Tomorrow was at its best when it was Brian Wheeler as the executive director and when Sean Tubbs was the bulldog reporter covering hard news, development, zoning, basically what Sean's doing right now as a business owner with his community Substack. That's when Charlottesville Tomorrow was at its best. Cavalier Crossing, 144 units purchased in May of 2024 for $20,500,000. Judah, the buyer, a Northern Virginia firm, Bonaventure Multifamily Income Trust, they paid $142,000 per unit. So as you put the first lower third on screen and then start rotating the other three throughout this conversation, I'm going to ask you, the viewer and listener, a very straightforward question. Which out-of-market firm got the best multifamily deal? Ladies and gentlemen, viewers and listeners of all shapes and sizes, the clear-cut, undisputed winner of these three transactions, clear-cut and undisputed, is Henrico, Richmond, Virginia-based Levy & Co., who spent $109,000 for 101 units. Now, some people will argue that's not total control of the complex. In fact, the Villes at Southern Ridge is characterized as a fractured complex because some of the units are for rent and some of them are for sale. I personally own one in this complex that I rent. That's one of the ways I was able to break this news, is because I have a position in this complex, ladies and gentlemen. Why I think Levy & Co. got the best deal, not just because it was the cheapest price per unit, $109,000 versus $142 versus $175. But the reality is this, and Judah can speak to this. When you compare and contrast the villas, Barracks West, and Cavalier Crossing, the baseline at purchase, the Villes at Southern Ridge, was in the best shape. Best quality of life, least amount of crime, highest rents, best price per square feet, best upside. You had families living there. You had very little, if no crime whatsoever. Quality of life was fantastic. It's right next door to Cavalier Crossing, but there was more sense of ownership in this complex. $109,000, ladies and gentlemen, for 101 units. Levy & Co. is going to invest over $1 million into the amenities. In fact, Levy & Co. has already gotten into the nitty-gritty of the financials, and get this, they are cutting fat off the model. They're trimming the pool guy, improved guys with landscaping, and they have already saved us as owners in the Villes at Southern Ridge money. We got a credit back on our HOA. When our last HOA statement came out, it included a credit saying, we're actually going to charge you less. And you were overcharged in January. Here's an extra $53 that we will allow you to allocate to next month's HOA payment. I was shocked. I was taken aback.
No doubt.
I asked the question, good God, how long have we been overpaying here? Levy & Co. is going to take those 101 units. They're going to wait till leases run out. They're not going to renew leases. They're going to upgrade the fixtures and finishes in the units that they purchase while improving the pool, while improving the clubhouse, while improving the landscaping. And then they're going to slowly roll out those 101 units on a for-sale model while renting some of them. Phase 1's going to have X amount of units. Phase 2, X amount of units. And then they're going to slowly sell them all, and that's how they exit. These people have this model buttoned up, and they're going to crush it. And if you're an owner of a unit in the Villes at Southern Ridge right now, you just stand by patiently and watch as this Henrico firm is going to drive massive value for your investment and your ability to lease your investment and what you're charging each month. Now, the second purchase that I think the out-of-market firm that got the second best deal, put the Cavalier Crossing lower third on screen, $142,000 for Bonaventure Multifamily Income Trust. They paid $20,500,000 in May of 2024 for 144 units. That breaks down to $142,000 per unit. This firm from Northern Virginia owns all the units, every single one, in this complex. They are going to do the same thing improve the amenities, the common area, the clubhouse. They're going to take the interior units and they're going to put improved finishes, improved flooring, improved stainless appliances, improved hardware. And then they're going to choose to lease Cavalier Crossing, a different model than Levy & Co. And they're going to 2 to 4x rents, and it's going to be closer to 4x. And they're going to crush it because Cavalier Crossing was significantly below market in rent, with some cases rooms renting individually for $500 a month. Expect that $500 a month to be transitioned when they are said and done to $1,500 a month. And when they do that, they're going to start making bank. And I doubt they're going to exit this position anytime soon. Because when you make this kind of investment and you improve the rent rolls, it starts turning into a cash cow for you. And then in a far distant third place is the owner. Put the Barracks West lower third on screen. Northern Virginia's West End Capital Group. They paid $56,750,000 for 324 units. To put this deal in perspective, ladies and gentlemen, the previous owner of Barracks West, another out-of-market firm, this is amazing. They paid Reston, Virginia-based Willow Creek Partners, paid $44,933,650, according to Albemarle County's GIS, for Barracks Reston in July of 2021. That means Judah Wickower, in less than 4 years, Willow Creek Partners made a 26% plus return. Now, that's not all bottom line money, but that's a pretty nice little payday right there.
No doubt.
$44 million versus nearly $57 million. We're talking $12 million and change. Mm-hmm. Barracks West, of the three, probably the lowest quality of life standards and probably most susceptible to the crime of the three. That's something this Northern Virginia firm's going to have to fix. Now, here's the story. After we've gotten inside the numbers, here's the story we should be talking about at our cocktail parties this weekend. I love cocktail parties with fantastic charcuterie, one of my favorite things to do. We're going to enjoy one this weekend. We saw Judah Wickower, 569 units of housing purchased for a combined $88,250,000 in the last 9 months by out-of-market firms.
Yep.
I can't wait to hear what you have to say on this.
I mean, what are you going to do? It's not like you can restrict the buying of properties in Charlottesville to people that live here. But clearly people see the investment opportunities and are taking advantage of them.
Georgia Gilmer says the regress is not printing currently. Chad Wood says that's Jerry Miller kind of money. I said that's Judah Wickower kind of money. William McChesney says Barracks West has accepted Section 8 housing vouchers from the government.
How long will that last?
How long will that last? My point in a nutshell. You know who no one's beating in sports? You know the only undefeated team in sports? The only undefeated player in sports? The most dominant athlete in all of sports. It's not Michael Jordan. It's not LeBron James. It's not Babe Ruth. You know who it is?
I do not.
Father Time. No one beats Father Time. Not a single person beats Father Time, although LeBron James is trying. You know, in capitalism, in business, in the world, you know who is the Father Time equivalent?
Who's that?
Adam Smith's invisible hand. For all the Mike Pruitts of the world and all the Michael Paynes of the world, for all the Ziana Bryants of the world, they will lose to the invisible hand. No one is going to beat the free market, and the free market is going to do what the free market does. $88+ million invested into this market by out-of-market firms, out-of-area real estate firms. And Adam Smith said, the self-interest of individuals or entities will have unintentional benefits and consequences through free market actions. And in this case, the unintended consequences are 569 units of housing taken from the lower end of affordability and positioned smack dab in the middle or high end of the price spectrum. I read in the Daily Progress today online, not in print, unfortunately. Do we get our money back if we're subscribing to the print version? If all we get is the digital version and we're paying for the print, do we get our money back?
I can't imagine you wouldn't.
In today's Daily Progress, there was a story on the Elysian in Stonefield. Half the units are rented. They were celebrating the fact that half the units are renting. Some folks in my business are saying, Jerry, they're on pro forma. They're doing what they're supposed to do. The Elysian in Stonefield, they're on pro forma. Other folks in my line of work, other insiders in my business say, they missed a rental cycle, Jerry. They missed a rental cycle. They may be on pro forma, but they missed a cycle.
And I believe they still have 112 to fill.
Half the units are currently vacant. They're asking price points of $2,500 to $4,000 a unit at the top end of housing affordability. And they're trying to say, oh, when you go into our lobby, we have moss-covered walls. We have high ceilings. We have a parking garage that's inside. You don't have to leave. Oh, you can walk to Costco and Trader Joe's. You can walk to the movie theater. We have a spa and we have a golf simulator. Our prices are justified, $2,500 to $4,000 a month. When out-of-market firms like the O'Connell Capital Partners that own this Elysian apartment complex are charging $2,500 to $4,000 per unit, that's going to then allow the out-of-market firms that bought Barracks West, the Villas, the Southern Ridge, and Cavalier Crossing to jack up their rent, keep it maybe 20%, maybe 15% lower than what O'Connell's doing with the Elysian, and it's still going to look like a steal. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the invisible hand. The invisible hand right there. All right, from real estate, we segue Judah Wickhauer into the next topic. Is the next topic the most known activist in Charlottesville history trying to make a push to the Charlottesville City School Board? Is that the next topic?
Yeah, that's it.
University of Virginia graduate? Charlottesville Public Schools graduate? Making a push to the Charlottesville School Board. Papers are filed. Judah Wickhauer, I'll let you take the lead on this one.
You're going to let me take the lead. Of all the things that Zion has done, I have the least problem with this. She tried to destroy a fellow UVA student.
Tried to get her kicked out of UVA on honor charges for something that she heard secondhand based on a Black Women Matter protest on Water Street.
Yeah.
Scuttlebutt she heard secondhand, leverage to try to tar and feather a fellow female student at UVA. That's all fact, what I just said. You can look it up yourself.
That was, for me, that was bottom of the barrel. That was the dregs. We've talked a lot about cancel culture and.
Has she apologized for that in any capacity?
I am unaware of any apology.
Have we heard any comments on the record from Ziana Bryant on what she did to that UVA student?
I'm not aware of any.
Okay. Just want to be clear. She's running for school board. She's a graduate of Charlottesville Public Schools. She's a graduate of University of Virginia. Lives in the city. Homeowner in the city. Where do you want to go with this? Ginny Who says this is a plan for higher office for Ziana Bryant.
Very well could be.
Yeah, I have no problem for that either. If she has ambitions to run for higher office, you start at the bottom of the election The bottom of the election totem pole, and the bottom of the election totem pole, it's extremely sad to say, is school board. Maybe it's being appointed to a planning commission.
Yeah.
Maybe, or one of Neil Williams' favorite things, a CAC. Maybe that's the entry point of politics. Let me ask you this question, a very straightforward question. How does the community respond to the most well-known, highest profile, and some would say notorious activist in Charlottesville city history running for school board and having a say, if she wins, in the budget, who's hired, and the control and management of the superintendent, and determining things like school resource officers, metal detectors, DEI efforts, how the school is run? What is the cause and effect if she wins?
If she wins? If she wins, she would definitely bring a unique perspective to the school board. Not everybody is going to appreciate that. I think a lot of people would probably like to see someone run against her. Maybe her running will embolden someone to jump in against her. But if she wins, she's one person on a school board, and she may influence outcomes. But I don't know that she'll single-handedly transform Charlottesville schools.
Will Ziana Bryant win?
It's a good question.
Should we do a proposition bet? No one can see into the future whether she will win or not. I have no inside knowledge on this. You say that you should never do a proposition bet with Jerry because I always have insider knowledge on the proposition bets. I cannot have insider knowledge on Ziana Bryant and whether or not she will win a spot on school board. Should we do a proposition bet on this? A 750 milliliter bottle of Macallan 12 or Johnny Black?
Interesting. Let me think on that.
No, it's a talk show. You got to do it in real time. Do you think she's going to win, yes or no?
I mean, this is the first I've heard that she's running.
This is the first anyone's heard that she's running.
I know.
The news came out yesterday afternoon. It hasn't even been 24 hours.
I think she's got a good chance.
Do you think she's going to win, yes or no?
I think she's got a good chance.
I think she has a great chance. It doesn't look like we're going to have a chance to make a bet here. If I was taking this prop bet, I would say I think she's going to win. Do you think she's going to win, or were you willing to take the side of she's not going to win for the sake of a talk show in a proposition bet?
I would rather not take that side of that bet.
Viewers and listeners, is Ziana Bryant going to win, yes or no? I think she's going to win.
She definitely knows how to campaign.
She knows social media. She has a massive social media following. She grew up in the area. She graduated from Charlottesville Public Schools. She graduated from the University of Virginia. She's a fantastic speaker. She's a fantastic writer. She has the gift of human connection. Geez Louise, she galvanized thousands, if not tens of thousands, and if not hundreds of thousands around this Ari Lee statue.
And I also believe that she'll draw far more donations than anyone that would.
Judah says she's going to be a fantastic fundraiser. All qualities needed to win. Now, let's take it a step further. What's some other response and reaction or fallout from this?
That's a tough one. I honestly don't know. I think some people may come out and speak against her running, but
I think this effort, I'll be very straightforward. I think this effort is going to take a portion of Charlottesville parents and the population that may be taken aback that an activist could be on the board and determine the budget and be the proverbial North Star for Charlottesville Public Schools. And a portion of the population, I'm not saying which percentage, are going to be more inclined to pull their children out of public schools and either move into a public school setting or position their children in a private school setting. When activism and politics starts migrating into schools, and there's no more significance or frontline migration than being on the school board, there's going to be a portion of the population that revolts. And that revolt is either my kids need to go to public schools in a different district or my kids are going to go to private schools. And how can I speak with such confidence, conviction? We saw it with the governor's race when Terry McAuliffe not once, not twice, but 3 times on the campaign trail said parents should not be involved with their kids in public schools. Yep. That pushed Glenn Youngkin into victory lane and the governor's mansion. Mm-hmm. Those are facts, people. We know those are facts. Parents were turned off. They were appalled. They were disgusted. So much so that Democrats voted for Youngkin. So much so that a purple, bluish state went red. I think there's going to be a portion of the population that is sticker shocked by this, and it's going to further change the dynamic of the student in Charlottesville Public Schools, specifically the socioeconomic status of those students.
You think those with means will be more likely to move away?
Jettison, exit, bounce, peace out, leave, hit the road, Jack, and don't come back no more, no more, no more.
Interesting.
Mark it down. The next headline was sent to us by someone I trust big time, a key member of this family. I won't utilize her name because I didn't ask if I could utilize her name. However, I know she sent this to me because she was perturbed by it and she knew that I would find it provocative. Murray Elementary has notified their students that the foreign language programs are going to be axed, slashed, cut from the highly regarded Ivy Elementary School. Murray Elementary, in an email and a notification sent, oh goodness gracious, today at 8:35 a.m., because there's a date stamp on this. Dear Murray families, we are writing to inform you of a change to the programming offered in our school for the 2025-2026 school year. We recently learned that funding for the foreign language elementary school program will not be included in this year's budget. Therefore, the program will not be offered next year. Proposals to continue the program were not successful. This reduction, along with reductions in other Albemarle County public school programs, unfortunately still results in a significant budget gap for next year. We know that many of you have seen the benefits of foreign language in elementary schools for your child, and this may be disappointing news. Please know that Albemarle County Public Schools remains committed to ensuring the academic success of your child and all children in schools and to recognizing the value of multilingualism in our community. And it's an email that was sent, a notification that was sent by Wendy Eckerly. I hope, Wendy, I'm getting your name correct, the principal of Virginia Murray Elementary. And she offered her email address and phone number if you'd like to follow up. This is what parents are asking. Is this A, genuinely a budget cut? B, is it genuinely a budget cut across the board of all elementary schools in Albemarle County? C, were all elementary schools in Albemarle County Public Schools offering this foreign language opportunity? D, if not all Albemarle County Public Schools, if not all of them were offering this foreign language opportunity, and only a select few were offering this foreign language opportunity, is this a result of DEI efforts?
And I'm going
to highlight this before Judah jumps in. Elementary students in private schools. I know. Got foreign language, folks. The elementary students in private schools got foreign language. So this is another example of the haves and have-nots. The elementary kids in private schools have foreign language. Judah, your thoughts?
I was I was more surprised that was the only school that's teaching foreign languages.
We don't know that for certain.
Okay.
We do not know that for certain.
but then-
The only notification I got was from a Murray parent.
But thinking back to my own schooling, I don't think I ever took foreign languages.
I absolutely did.
Okay. Well,
We took Latin and we took Spanish at elementary school, albeit I was educated by the Sisters of Mercy, who showed yours truly absolutely no mercy. They ruled with the yardstick and a ironclad fist with yours truly. Probably deservingly so.
Probably. How many of our viewers took foreign languages in elementary school?
Judah Wickhauer is asking you, the viewer and listener, how many of you took foreign language in elementary school? A better question would
I
be,
don't think it
how
was
many of
until
your
I-
students in Albemarle County Public Schools and elementary schools are taking foreign language now? I have this question. Does every elementary school in Albemarle County Public Schools have foreign language at their disposal? I want to know that question. Then, I have a follow-up question. If every and I don't have that answer. If every elementary school in Albemarle County Public Schools is being offered foreign language, if every single one,
Yeah.
what is the significance of this cut when your private school peers have this option?
And what's the language? I mean, the
Here's
obvious
a-
guess would be Spanish.
For the individual that's texting me right now, I appreciate this insight right here. I got this question without naming you. Do we know if every school and elementary school in Albemarle County Public Schools is offering foreign language? Because I have this question, a follow-up question, and this is a very uncomfortable question. If every elementary school in Albemarle County Public Schools is not offering foreign language, did Murray's get cut because of some kind of ulterior motive? Some kind of more significant movement? And I'll leave you to dot the I's and cross the T's on that. I have this comment, and tell me if you agree or disagree with me, Judah. School curriculum offerings should be based on what the students are capable of handling and not based on what is even at all schools. I'll give it to you again, and I'll do it more succinctly. The curriculum, what kids are learning at elementary schools, should be based on what those students
Can
are
handle.
capable of managing and handling and learning. And it should not be based on an even playing field across all elementary schools. Agree or disagree with that?
The way you've worded it, I think I disagree.
Oh. So go ahead.
So what I'm hearing from that is that say there are a bunch of kids at one school that want to learn another language, and at another school there's just no desire for it. There's no
Acumen, desire,
Yeah.
effort, community support, home support, parental support,
so they don't
performance,
so they don't
scores,
teach it?
excellence.
No, I don't. I think I disagree with that because what if we were talking about English? What if we were talking about history? Or what if we were talking about math? You're saying that if one school has a bunch of kids that just can't wrap their minds around algebra, we don't teach algebra at that school?
50% of Albemarle County Public School 8th graders did not pass the math SOL.
And that's a problem. And we shouldn't stop teaching math because there are students that can't handle it.
Should the 49% or 48%, the minority of students who passed the math SOL, be categorized or blocked or classroomed with the same students that did not pass it?
I mean, in a perfect world, you would have.
Very straightforwardly. 50% of Albemarle County Public School 8th graders did not pass the math SOL. Should the students that passed the math SOL be blocked, categorized, classroomed with the students that did not pass the math SOL? Or should they be categorized or tracked or positioned in a curriculum funnel that best meets their competitive and excellence or performance standards?
Definitely the second one.
You saying they should be categorized based on performance?
100%.
If you're saying they should be categorized based on performance, then why, if elementary students at Murray are capable of handling foreign language and elementary school students at a different Albemarle County Public Schools that may not be up to the same standard, why should the Murray students be able to take the foreign language, even if that means the ones at a different school cannot?
Because with the math question, we're not talking about some of the kids just getting a pass on taking math. We're talking about different levels where the students who excel can have a teacher that can teach them and work with them and move them forward in the lessons so that they are continuing their learning, whereas the students who don't excel have the help that they need without taking away from the teaching of the other students who are going to want to go, move ahead at a faster clip. That's something very different from saying, well, these kids aren't good at language, so we're just going to expunge it from the lesson plan.
Viewers and listeners, fodder for your cocktail and charcuterie party this weekend. Up to you to decide. I will say that the private schools are offering foreign language in elementary school.
Okay. And that's cool. I don't remember ever taking a foreign language in elementary school, but that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be done. It definitely would have been well served to have started the language earlier.
John Blair on LinkedIn. Jerry, here's a question for you. Is Mountain View Elementary facing the same cut? I believe, though viewers and listeners can correct me, Murray and Mountain View were the only elementary schools offering the foreign language immersion program. John Blair says, as a follow-up, I know Mountain View as Spanish. For some reason, I believe I've heard Murray's foreign language was French. Maybe a viewer can confirm this about French. I will confirm right now with a very in-the-know mother. French or Spanish offered at Murray. John says that Mountain View, the old Kale, their foreign language immersion program was Spanish. I'm curious if the one that was offered at Murray was French. Great question. He adds, is Mountain View Elementary facing the same cut? I want to know that. I want to know if it's a cut across the board.
Yeah.
I want to know first off, I got a text back. The mother I just texted, without utilizing her name, says, my kids take Spanish. I'll respond, is French also offered? This is very dynamic here. We're having text message communications and a conversation with a commenter on LinkedIn and a viewer that's texting while listening to the show. Yeah. Love the show. Love you guys. The viewers and listeners make the program special. It's you guys that make the show great. Is this an effort of DEI, or is this a legitimate effort of budget cuts?
How would DEI make sense? Just because
if select elementary schools were offering foreign language and other schools were not, did somebody go in and say, we have to cut foreign language across the board at all elementary schools because we can't offer them at all schools?
So if we can't offer them at all, we offer them at none.
Yeah.
Would that really fall under DEI or just...
idiocy, incompetence, morons, stupidity?
I wasn't
the absolute definition of holding our children back.
I wasn't going to actually use those words.
The epitome of the haves and have-nots, a gentrification of education.
Yeah.
Would you like me to continue? This, according to the mom who's watching the program. Meriwether Lewis offers the foreign language in French. Crozet, Mountain View, Murray, and Woodbrook offer Spanish. So is that an indication, Mom, that's watching the program, that all of the elementary schools are not offering the foreign language? I'll respond to her. Is that an indication that all of the elementary schools are not offering foreign language? Question mark, send text, blue bubble. I got the gray bubbles showing. I got the ... It's coming in. I hope she's texting fast because we're live on air and she's literally making the show. Text quick, hit send, go, go, go. Gray bubbles. ... Oh, it's Crozet, Ivy, Mountain View, Murray, and Woodbrook. It's not all of them. Think about that.
Say that again.
The ones that are offering the foreign language are Crozet, Ivy, Mountain View, Murray, and Woodbrook.
And the rest are not?
That's according to the Albemarle County Public School website.
Interesting.
Think about that.
I wonder what you would do if your
Think about that, though.
child was...
So do we chalk this up to DEI? If we can't offer it at all elementary schools, then we can't offer it at any of them.
Are all of those closing down their foreign language?
I wouldn't say all of them are closing down, but I can say this, that Crozet, Ivy, and Merriweather, Crozet, Murray, and Ivy, it used to be Merriweather. Crozet, Murray, and Ivy are certainly affluent and well-to-do. Mountain View's come a long ways, extremely long ways, with the housing that's built out there. I mean, you're talking Redfields, Mountain Valley Farm, Oak Hill Farm. I mean, that ain't cheap inventory out there.
No.
Very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Fodder for your charcuterie and cocktail party this weekend. All right, 2 other items out of the notebook, Judah Wickower. We think Belmont Pizza is closed forever as you put that lower third on screen.
It does seem that way.
The phone has been disconnected. The website is down. And nearly a dozen viewers and listeners have said we can't give them money at their business.
Interestingly enough, though, their last Facebook post was February 12th.
And is there
Just
any
2 weeks
mention?
ago.
I believe Tex and David Passarell are the owners of Belmont Pizza now. Tex, one of the most known bartenders out there, got to know Tex when he was tending bar at Fuzzy's Tacos. David Passarell, the guy that previously had the First Tee nonprofit golf, the golf nonprofit First Tee. The chatter is Belmont Pizza is closed. Viewers and listeners, do you have intel? The phone has been disconnected, the website is down, and now I have 14 text messages or DMs from viewers and listeners saying we can't give them our money. That's a topic for Monday, as we may have seen yet another fall of a locally owned business, another institutional business.
Yeah.
And the last topic on the program as we close on a Friday, and I thought we brought pretty good ammunition for you, the viewer and listener, this week. It's been a pretty good week of content here. UVA, UNC, Saturday, 4 p.m., ESPN2. Must-win games for the Tar Heels, must-win games for UVA. Ron Sanchez fighting for his job. North Carolina on the bubble for the big dance. Nationally televised ball game, the South's oldest rivalry, UVA and UNC. There's some Wahoo fans that still to this day say North Carolina is our biggest rival, and it's not Virginia Tech. We'll see what plays out. For Judah Wickower, very valued member of this network, my name is Jerry Miller. So long, everybody.